Have you ever done these? Some saxophonists, far better than myself, have probably told you to do mouthpiece exercises. But after studying the saxophone for nearly 30 years, I'm convinced that they're not the best use of your practice time, and that there's something way better you could be doing instead. So in this video, I'm going to break down saxophone mouthpiece exercises and show you exactly what you should replace them with to get the same benefits and more. A mouthpiece exercise is simply playing the mouthpiece and reed alone without the saxophone. And they can be a great study tool, because without the fingering mechanism of the saxophone's body tube, the reed becomes kind of like your vocal cords. Just like a singer, it's entirely up to you to place the correct pitch using only the mouthpiece. And this accomplishes three things. It forces you to play with ideal embouchure pressure, it trains your voicing, or awareness of the tongue and vocal tract, and it helps develop your ability to play in tune. Each mouthpiece can play a range of pitches, but usually there's a note that is used to kind of calibrate your embouchure. On baritone, that's concert D, on tenor, concert F sharp, on alto, concert A, and on soprano, concert C. Once you've locked in that pitch, then you can start moving around to other notes. And while this can help you to form an efficient embouchure, teach you how to develop the skill of voicing, and play better in tune, there's a really big limitation with this exercise. The mouthpiece is not a saxophone. What I mean is, the acoustics are completely different when you attach the mouthpiece to the horn. So much so that it's essentially a different instrument. Considering this fact, I think it makes much more sense to do similar exercises on the fully assembled saxophone, because that's going to more closely model a real live playing situation. Before we get started today, all of the exercises we're going to be covering are found in the initial lessons of my method book, Systematic Approach to Saxophone Practice, which aims to help you develop total control over all aspects of tone production on the saxophone. The digital copy is now available, and for just a few more days, you can reserve a physical edition, which will have a very limited printing run in early May. But now back to the exercises. Which ones should you do instead of working with the mouthpiece alone? Well, as I've said in previous videos, the embouchure is the interface between you and the saxophone. So any problems at this point get amplified through the horn, literally. In order to find the ideal embouchure pressure, we're going to do something called the lift lip exercise, initially taught by Joe Allard. Starting with an open C sharp, form a normal embouchure around the mouthpiece. Then, with your top teeth still in contact with the mouthpiece, lift your top lip away from it and try to get the note to sound. Now, what may happen when you try to do this is your bottom jaw will follow the top lip up, which is going to inhibit the vibration of the reed. You'll also need a lot more breath support because you've just introduced a giant leak into your embouchure. But if you can manage to get the note to sound with the lip up, when you bring the top lip back down to form the normal embouchure, the tone is going to be noticeably fuller and more vibrant. Once you can get the C sharp to sound with the lip up, we're going to move on to developing our awareness of the tongue and vocal tract, or what we commonly call voicing. And this exercise I initially learned from mouthpiece maker Phil Barone. Play the following exercise using a breath attack for the first two notes, and then tongue the remaining notes as usual. On the final note, bend the C sharp down to a C without moving your embouchure or pressing any keys. So only using the muscles of the tongue and throat. It really doesn't matter how far you can bend down that last note, it's more about the attempt of doing so. I'm performing these exercises on a Rasher mouthpiece, which has an extremely closed tip opening. So it's a bit more difficult than on more open, modern mouthpieces to bend that last note. But again, what really matters is that you just try to bend it down as far as you can and really feel the muscles in the tongue and throat that are involved. Once you can do this on open C sharp, then you should repeat both the lift lip and tonguing and bending exercise on all the notes all the way down to low B flat. The further down you go, the more difficult this is going to get, and once you get to the low B flat, that last note is hardly going to move at all. So don't forget that the value in doing this exercise is simply in attempting it. Finally, what about intonation? This can be especially challenging on a saxophone. And honestly, for a long time, I avoided working on it because the tuner gave me anxiety. Part of me just didn't want to know the truth about how out of tune I really was. So to improve your intonation, I'd recommend spending a few minutes a day working with the Tuning C.D. by Dr. Richard Schwartz. To this end, there's a link in the description to his website where you can learn more about how he recommends using this invaluable resource for all musicians. And another thing you should be doing to develop your intonation is playing along with your favorite recordings. These aren't always perfectly in tune at A440, which is actually a good thing, because it trains your ear to match pitch in a real musical environment rather than relying on the visual cue of the tuner needle turning green. If you want to take your saxophone playing further than you can with YouTube videos alone, I still have a few spots available in the Systematic Approach Inner Circle. In this community, we work through my method book together to develop complete control over the full range of the saxophone, whether that means 2, 3, 4, or even 5 octaves, so that you can reach your highest potential as a musician. Spots are limited, so if this sounds interesting to you, book a free call with me today and we'll see if this group is right for you. And even if we decide that it's not the right time for us to work together, I promise that you'll come away from this call with actionable items that you can start implementing to improve your saxophone playing right away. So in summary, instead of mouthpiece exercises, play the whole saxophone. Every day, spend a few minutes working on the lift lip exercise, the tonguing and bending exercise, and playing with the drones of the Tuning C.D. And let us know in the comments how quickly doing these things start to improve your saxophone sound. Or let me know which topic about the saxophone or music in general that you'd like me to cover on this channel. I read and respond to every comment. If you enjoyed this video, please take a second to like and subscribe because it's the easiest thing you can do to help me grow this channel. And then go watch this video here about how you can easily overcome the common problem of the saxophone being too loud to practice.